The rain fell softly like it didn't want to interrupt the grief. Black umbrellas crowded the cemetery, their edges dripping into darkened grass. I stood at the front, hands clasped so tightly my fingers hurt, staring at the polished wooden casket lowered slowly into the ground. My husband, Daniel, 42 years old, dead in a car accident. That's what everyone said. That's what the police report said. That's what I was supposed to believe. People whispered condolences around me. "I'm so sorry for your loss, Claire. He was a good man. You're so strong." Strong. I felt hollow. Daniel had kissed my forehead the night before he died, told me he'd be late, said he loved me. Smiled that crooked smile that always made me forgive him for working too much. Then the call at 3:17 a.m. There's been an accident. No witnesses. No clear answers. Closed casket. I hadn't even seen his body. As the priest spoke, my phone vibrated in my coat pocket. I ignored it. Then it vibrated again, and again. Something in my chest tightened. I stepped away from the crowd. Standing near an old oak tree, rain soaking into my shoes. With shaking hands, I pulled out my phone. Unknown number. The message was short. "I'm alive. Don't trust anyone." My breath caught. My heart slammed so hard I thought I might faint. Another message appeared immediately. "They're watching. Act normal. I'll contact you again." The phone slipped from my fingers and hit the wet ground. I stared at the screen, my mind screaming, "This isn't real." Daniel was dead. I was standing at his funeral. And yet, I picked up the phone, my hands trembling. I typed back, "Who is this?" The message showed delivered. No reply. I looked around wildly. People hugged. People cried. My mother dabbed her eyes. Daniel's brother stood stiffly beside the grave, his jaw clenched. Everyone looked normal. Too normal. I wiped my face, forcing myself to breathe. If someone was playing a sick joke, I couldn't let them see it worked. Act normal. That message echoed in my head. I slipped the phone back into my pocket and returned to the group. Just as the casket disappeared, beneath the earth, everyone bowed their heads. So did I, but inside my world had cracked open. That night, alone in our house, I replayed everything. The accident report, the closed casket, the rushed cremation paperwork his brother insisted on handling. Daniel had been an investigative journalist. He'd been working on something big, something he refused to talk about. At 11:43 p.m., my phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Check the vent behind the dryer. Destroy this message. My heart pounded as I walked to the laundry room. Behind the dryer, taped inside the metal vent, was a small black USB drive. My hands shook as I held it. Daniel's voice echoed in my memory. "If anything ever happens to me, trust your instincts." I plugged the USB into my laptop. A single folder opened. "If you're reading this, I didn't die." The first video began automatically. Daniel appeared on the screen, tired, unshaven, eyes darting as if someone might burst in at any moment. "Claire," he said softly, "if you're watching this, things have gone wrong." Tears streamed down my face. I uncovered something big. Not corruption, conspiracy. Corporate money, law enforcement, staged deaths. People who don't exist officially. My stomach twisted. They found out I was close. I had two options, die for real or disappear. The video cut to documents, names, dates, photos, including one photo that made my blood run cold. "My brother-in-law, Mark," Daniel continued. "Mark helped them. He didn't know everything, but enough." My hands clenched. Mark had insisted on handling the funeral arrangements. Mark had pushed for cremation. Mark had hugged me and whispered, "I'll take care of everything." Another message buzzed on my phone. "Mark is not your ally. Neither is the police officer who signed the report." Fear crawled up my spine. The next video showed Daniel in a dark room. They staged the crash. Burned a body that wasn't mine. Dental records were altered. It was efficient. Too efficient. I remembered the closed casket. How no one questioned it. Daniel leaned closer to the camera. "I need time to expose them. But you're the leverage. If they think I'm alive, you're in danger. If they think I'm dead, you're safe." A pause. "Until now." I heard a noise outside. A car door. I shut the laptop, my heart racing. Headlights swept across the living room window. Someone was here. I grabbed my phone. "They're at the house. Leave now. Take only essentials. Trust no one." I slipped out the back door, keys shaking in my hand. and drove into the night with no destination, only fear and unanswered questions. At a motel 2 towns over, another message came. Meet me. Tomorrow. 12 hours p.m. Riverstone Bridge. I barely slept. At noon, I stood beneath the bridge, the river rushing loudly beneath us. A man stepped out from behind a concrete pillar. Thinner, bearded, older, but unmistakable. Daniel, I whispered. He pulled me into his arms. I'm sorry, he said. I never wanted to put you through this. Then sirens wailed in the distance. Daniel stiffened. They found us. Everything happened fast. Unmarked cars, men in dark jackets, guns drawn but not police issue. Daniel shoved a phone into my hand. Live stream, he said, now. I hit the button as he stepped forward. My name is Daniel Reeves, he shouted. And I'm supposed to be dead. The men froze. He spoke clearly, calmly. I have evidence of staged deaths, bribed officials, and corporate assassinations. And if anything happens to me or my wife, this goes public. Mark stepped out from one of the cars. My heart shattered. Claire, he said gently, this doesn't have to end badly. Daniel laughed bitterly. Too late. Within hours, the video exploded online. Journalists swarmed. Federal agents arrived. The men retreated. Mark was arrested that night. So was the officer who signed the report. So were others. Names Daniel had risked everything to uncover. Weeks later, Daniel testified. The conspiracy unraveled. Fake deaths were exposed. Lives were reclaimed. At a press conference, a reporter asked me what was it like, standing at your husband's funeral while he was alive. I swallowed. It taught me something, I said. Truth doesn't always stay buried, and love, real love, finds a way back. Daniel squeezed my hand. This time, when he said I'm alive, I could finally believe it.